Meet me at the Shrine of Talos. Started the Forsworn Conspiracy. Now, okay, we're good.
I'm sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems, but after that attack in the market, I'm running out of time. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking.
What are you talking about?
You want answers? Well, so do I. So does everyone in the city. A man goes crazy in the market. Everyone knows he's a Forsworn agent. Guards do nothing. Nothing but clean up the mess.
And you want me to find out why?
This has been going on for years, and all I've been able to find is murder and blood. I need help. Please, you find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Wayland and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me.
This is one of the best quests, next to another one in Windhelm that we will be doing. Okay, so what do you know about Margaret?
She's not from Markarth. The air about her screamed outsider. Visitors to the city usually stay at the Silverblood Inn.
So who was Wayland? Where did he live?
He was one of the smelter workers. I used to have a job down there myself, casting silver ingots. I never knew much about Wayland, except he lives in the Warrens, like all the other workers.
You've looked into these?
Yes. It all started when I was a boy. My father owned one of the mines, rare for anyone who isn't a Nord. He was killed. Guards said it was just a madman, but everyone knew the murderer was a member of the Forsworn. I've been trying to find out why ever since. Gotten nowhere so far. And then I got married. Have a child of my own on the way. I swore I was going to just give up for my child's sake, but it's like my father's ghost is haunting me, asking me why.
Which sucks because we never meet Eltriss's wife or child in-game that I know of.
They're remnants of the old rulers of Markarth, natives of the Reach, followers of the old ways. The Nords drove them out of the city, Ulfric Stormcloak and his men. That was about 20 years ago. But somehow they're still here, and they're killing people.
That is another interesting thing. Okay.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
Now watch. Because I think we get confronted by a guard. At some point.
Best offense is a good defense, am I right? Travel southeast and you'll find an orc stronghold. But up around the old Dushnik or Kulkum mine.
Huh, thank you.
There's a small skeever den just east of the city. At Reachwater Rock.
I love that the guards once in a while can give you like little miscellaneous quests. Okay.
Don't mind the yelling. My parents are always going at each other.
Has plenty of strong drink and clean rooms.
Oh, hey.
I'm just here to clean up. I'd better get going. My father is more generous than he lets on. Gives me plenty of spending money.
Drinks here are watered down, but they're cheap.
Oh, hey, what do you know about...
You're looking a little rough around the edges. You feeling all right? The Forsworn? That's right, I'll say it. We all knew. Even that fat-headed slave-driving mullish knew. Just ask him about it. Another honest man lost in all this madness. And for what? We've lost a lot of good people to that damn crusade. Drive out the Nords, they say. Well, the Nord ain't driven out. He's a damn tyrant, always being goaded by the Silverbloods to get more work out of us. They pay us next to nothing. We get beaten if we make a mistake. And where are our kind Nord rulers? What are they doing? You're gonna try to talk sense into that orc? I'll believe it when I see it. Until next time.
Unlike my husband Clapper. Now you just tell me if you need. Yes. Rented the nicest room we had for a whole month. I think she's sitting by the fire. Poor girl. I should remind Clapper.
Venomous wife of mine?
There's no shipments coming
Headed
in,
over.
so I do nothing. Just drink.
I'm what you'd call a soldier of fortune. Make me an offer.
Why
and I
can't
just
the men
might
in the
fight it
city
yours.
leave me alone?
I will be talking to you later.
Can't be too careful these days. with
I'm
the
sorry.
war and other dangers.
I'm still a bit
For
dizzy
fair
from
price,
everything.
I'll watch
Not
your back.
much. One moment I was buying a necklace and the rest is just a blur. No. I was just buying jewelry for my sister in Cyrodiil. I've never even seen that man before. Just visiting. I had some business here. That's all. Was it that obvious? Damn. I must be losing my touch.
She's one of Tullia's spies.
I'm one of General Tullius's agents. I was sent to investigate the Treasury House and the Silverblood family. They own Cidhna Mine, one of the toughest jails in Skyrim. I was hoping I could buy or steal the deed, but I don't think that's how things work here. Mark my words.
They're all like
Sonar
piled in
Silverblood
front of
was
me. It's
behind
like,
that attack in the market.
can I help you?
Somehow.
They're just like,
Yes.
If you've got the gold to pay my fee, then my sword arm is yours.
maybe later.
Did you need something?
Not yet. I will be back
Some
from you.
call me a mercenary, but I like to think of myself as a freelance adventurer for hire.
That's what I am.
Yes? Yes?
Oh, hey, you. Talk.
Ah, another adventurer. You must be here seeking to sample my culinary potions. They are known throughout Tamriel as the first potions capable of healing the body while delighting the palate.
That's nuts.
You are a small thinker to limit yourself in such a way. Are potions not a drink? Do they not have flavor?
I love that. It's like, that's crazy
Then
talk.
why should
Potions
that
aren't
flavor taste
food.
like the inside of a bandit's loincloth? I, Clario Moorsley, endeavor to rectify this crime against good taste.
If I were your ingredients, could you make a fresh batch?
The recipe's at my shop in Hierarch, I'm afraid. Although the truth is, I can't be bothered with the practice any longer. You see, I have already moved on to the next frontier, cooking with magic. Ask questions if you must, but I suggest you read the book that I have left in the chef's quarters. It is quite thorough. Although at times I admit it is far too didactic. It does not capture the spirit of my invention, for I am an artist, an auteur. Well, unlike some of my more unadventurous
When
peers,
it's like that.
my cuisine is the
Yeah,
product
right.
of my
Dot, dot,
creative
dot.
vision. It pushes the boundaries of what is food. This is not to say my creations are merely limited to sating the appetite. While Julianos blessed me with wisdom, Stendar has gifted me with mercy. That is what led me to developing the world's first delectable health potion. Good for the body, pleasing to the palate. How dare you insinuate that avarice and not art was my motivation? And for your information, the potion does work. Not as effectively as a traditional potion, but it suffices for minor cuts and bruises.
Huh.
Exactly. I have provided the innovation and the inspiration. Let the masses figure out how to mask the imperfections and occasional side effects.
Wow.
I am experimenting with magic as a culinary tool. I had begun with restoration in an attempt to remove the unwanted side effects from my earlier work. I have abandoned that practice to focus on the effects of illusion magic and how it can influence one's sense of taste. You see, every person has a different palate, and this means a different experience, regardless of whether
How
one
would that
eats
work?
the same food.
I mean, I know
Sating
you
one's
can
palate
use
is
illusion
not
magic to
just
mask
a product
stuff.
of how a meal tastes, but how the mind perceives an object's flavor.
Give me an example then.
Well, my latest dish combines the alchemical properties of creep clusters and giant's toe as additives in foods heavy with starch. The result is a light,
Well, creep cluster I can
bread and
understand,
potatoes that melt
but
in your
giant's
mouth.
toe?
The dilemma is getting patrons to try something cooked with the toenail clippings of one of those primitive ogres. If a courage spell could be activated by the aroma of a dish, it could deflect any fears rooted in perception. And once they taste the dish, it will be magic enough. The mystery gone, they will lick the plate clean.
Maybe. Okay, so here are these speech choices. I'd rather lick the inside of a plate of used leather armor. Knowing you, the plate is probably made from a dragger's backside. The greatest mystery is how you ever became a chef. Honestly, I don't see why you need to tell people what's in it. I know I would lick it clean.
It is an expression. Do not make them think you are like the hound, or they will scratch your ears and make you play fetch.
There's side effect?
You must understand, the art of cooking is a very delicate process. The recipe, the quality of ingredients, and the skill of the chef all affect the end product.
I mean, technically, you could use fire magic to heat the oven.
To mix a restore potion out of wheat and blue mountain flour, he may be tempted to mix
Just
in a
make sure
piece
you
of
don't get it.
honeycomb to
Set
sweeten
the entire
taste.
kitchen on fire.
The result might be a health potion that simultaneously ravages his stamina.
It's all, yeah. And I suppose all potions have side effects of some kind. Well, I mean, yeah, they do.
Yes, for
To a
most,
degree.
the important thing is that the potion works. But for a world-class chef, the only thing that matters is the taste. If I were to sacrifice flavor, I would damage my reputation as the greatest cook in all of Tamriel.
And High Rock. So why are you in Markarth?
I came because I heard a rumor that the Jarl's chef was a friend of the gourmet. I wished for him to set up a culinary duel where I would be declared once and for all the finest chef in all of Tamriel. But the fool wouldn't even acknowledge his relationship with the impostor. Naturally, I took this as a sign of his surrender.
It's not Balbus, is it? Because I think... Yeah, that's one thing a Breton knows. Surrender. That is I do love the dialogue. You could challenge him directly, but I don't think he'll answer.
I suspect not. I simply hope he does not cower away and retire. It will be much harder to topple the myth of his potage than the actual dish. Nor do I look like a cook, for I'm far too handsome to be any of the three. But you are right. I do not have the training in this field. My assistant, Miley Hawking, handles such matters. She is also a writer and publishes my various recipes and culinary musings. I regret she was unable to accompany me on this trip, as one of my dishes had some unwanted consequences which I do not wish to speak of. I regret she was unable to accompany me on this trip, as one of my dishes had some unwanted consequences which I do not wish to speak of. Let us just say, I will not cast aspersions on her husband if he leaves her for another woman. Or something that at least resembles one. It is not my fault, mind you. Miley is quite devoted to my cause, and at times she will sample things that are purely experimental in nature. Then, if you'll pardon me, I need to update some leaflets. It occurred to me that another advantage of my potions is being able to distinguish between health and magicka by virtue of taste. And before you tell me they have different colors, let me remind you that in the cauldron of battle, one does not have time to inspect his bottle. Yet if he sips and recognizes the flavor, he will know which of my potions he imbibes.
Huh.
I'm what you'd call a soldier of fortune. Make me an offer, and I just might fight it yourself.
Actually, where is the kitchen?
Have you come to taste my potions and ingredients?
Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Oh, yeah, because the kitchen is in the Jarl's, up in the Jarl's keep.
You.
Here
I
we
see
go.
you snooping around, asking questions. Back off. You don't want to know what happens to troublemakers here. You're finding it. That's bad enough. This is your last warning, outsider. We keep the peace here. Stay out of our business.
I'm sorry. We're only interested in helping our patron. I'm afraid he's asked not to be disturbed. He has important business. Go. Go right ahead, then. Don't let me keep you.
What are you doing here? I told them no visitors. What did you expect? That no one was going to notice you butting into business that wasn't yours? The guards know who holds the purse strings in this city, and I don't like snoops. Markarth is my city. You have no right looking into my business. Now get out.
For the Forsworn!
What was that? By the gods, Betrid!
Come here.
There you are!
You need to learn some manners.
You won't miss
That magic away
My
from me.
wife. They killed her. Damn Madanach. Damn his forsworn backside. Shut up. Only the gods can judge me. You want to know what the Forsworn really are? They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Cidhna Mine.
I mean,
You were
everyone
supposed to
always
keep
goes
them
on
under
about
control.
how the Empire is the puppet of the Thalmor and all this other stuff, and yet you got guys like Sonar making backwards deals with the Forsworn and being just as arrogant and corrupt as anyone else.
The Warrens isn't a place... Oh yes. I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now.
Actually, I need the key.
Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here. Now, don't get all upset. Here, take it. Until next time.
You don't want to be here. No one wants to.
Your eyes whisper such beautiful music. Ask your questions, unless you fear the answers. There's always safety in the shadows, for those who embrace it. True enough, and is the dark a friend to you? I can't read you as well as the others. Your heart beats with neither pity nor malice. Your bones speak in an unfamiliar tongue. Typically, the Warrens only beckon those who seek death. Can you hear it? Such sweet music. Many who reside here would not share such sentiments.
That is a Bloodborne reference.
The music eats away at their insides. An astute observation. Most are too quick to trust their eyes, even as their blood curdles inside. Others don't trust their eyes enough. It's how I hide in plain sight, outside the very walls they seek to trap me in. I would ask you the same. Your body is unlike the others. It doesn't betray your thoughts. I'm curious as to why. A dagger is just a tool. It can mean many things depending on who wields it. What you say is true. You're an adventurer. But I can tell that means more coming out of your mouth than mine. Agreed. I will tell you what I am, and you can respond as you see fit. To put it bluntly, I am a killer. Just as mothers nurse their young, or a thief is compelled to steal, I crave the kill. And how, may I ask, do you deliver these souls to the void? No, don't tell me. Some things are best left to the imagination. Yes, I've heard tales that the Order is extinct. Still, if lives are left to flourish, then death will flourish, and the Shadow Scales will return. None. Mortals are like instruments, and they all make their own sound. Whether it's the creak of an old man, or the squill of a young child, their throes of panic are sweet, sacrifice to the gods divine. To each his own. True, there are many who pursue me, some of whom don't even know the face of their quarry. But as of this moment, it's sellswords who chase me. I was near a small hamlet south of Farrun when the skin of a man molted in bruises and calluses called for my blade. The sound directed my eyes to the local blacksmith, a red guard, very stout, but his bones sang with fear. I turned to leave when I stumbled into a street urchin. He was a pickpocket, but a clumsy one. He missed my purse strings and cut the leather. And that was the problem. Because the purse wasn't filled with septums, but the hand of a Bosmer. The few villagers who didn't see the hand were quick to smell it. The others just followed the screams. The town guard and local sellswords surrounded me. Even the farmers drew their daggers.
Ugh.
By submitting, I planted the idea I was worth more alive than dead. And the smaller the company, the bigger the share. It didn't take an oracle to see what would happen next. The sellswords were quick to turn on the guards, and even quicker to turn on themselves. The ones that remained were easy prey. I keep the body parts that play the sweetest music. Although some require fine-tuning. You might see me at the tanning rack, but it isn't leather I'm crafting. Shadow hide you.
You too.
You don't want to be here. No one wants to.
I'll be back to talk to that other guy
Warrens
soon.
ain't for you. Trust me.
And when we exit, we will be confronted again by another person.
You've been digging around where you don't belong. It's time you learned a lesson. Someone who doesn't like you asking questions. Come on. Let's see what you're made of. Enough of this! Not so tough now, are you? What do you think you're doing? Something. This should be good. I cannot. Time to end.
You again. What are you doing here? We haven't been expecting you, and the old man needs his rest. Come back some other time.
Wait. It's okay, my dear. Send her in.
Yes, Nepos. You heard him. Go on in.
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me. Now, what is it you want? Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me out. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years, sending the young to their deaths, all in the name of the Forsworn. And I'm tired. So tired. Because my king told me to. Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question. Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim the home that is rightly ours. But then, during their war with the Elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except for myself, my king, and a handful of others.
Damn.
My dear girl, what makes you think you're getting out of here alive? You were seen coming in. The girl at the door is a Forsworn agent masquerading as a maid. You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last. He is the King in Rags, a man who once held all the Reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city, directs them to kill the enemies of the Forsworn in our name. All from inside Cidhna Mine, a Nord prison. The irony is quite thick.
Is someone there?
Oh, no, you don't.
This what you want?
That's your best, huh?
Too bad.
Get the best of me.
a silversmith one day, like my mother and father.
We warned you, but you had to just go and cause trouble. Now we have to pin all these recent murders on you. Silence witnesses. Work, work, work. You think you're the only one who knows that? We had a nice little deal going between Thonar and Madanach until you showed up.
So despite killing all those guards and Durok and Nepos and all those other Forsworn, we still managed to progress the quest along enough to where we can get to Cidhna Mine.
There's no resting your hide in a cell in this prison. Here you work. You'll mine ore until you start throwing up silver bars. You got it? Don't get smart with me. I'm in charge. You keep it up, I'll have your toes cut off. All right, open her up. Now you, get down there.
What are you in for, new blood? Violent one, huh? Best keep that to yourself, new blood. Others find out, they'll consider that a challenge. My advice? Serve your time at the pickaxe and get out. You don't want to end up getting a shiv in the guts over a bottle of skooma. They come in here once a week to clean out the bodies, grab any ore we've mined, and beat down the troublemakers. That's the only time when we get food, too. And if there's not enough ore mined up, we don't get any. A Nord nobleman I served was stabbed in the night. Wasn't me, but I knew I'd be blamed. So I ran. Joined the Forsworn, started killing, got caught. Now I'm here. If you're asking, that means you're the new lifer. Tough luck, friend. Those guards sold you out, but good. No one talks to Madanach, I'm afraid. Not without getting past Borkul the Beast. And you don't want to talk to Borkul the Beast. Madanach's guard. Big, even for an orc. Heard he ripped a man's arm off and beat him to death with it. He's old-fashioned like that. Now if you'll excuse me.
The new meat. So soft, tender. What was it like killing your first one, huh? A true killer like me. The gods put us here to fill their halls with souls. You'll fit in fine down here. You want to talk to the king in rags? Fine. But first you gotta pay the toll. How about you get me a shiv? Not that I need one, but it's nice to have one in case I need to do some shaving. That's what I was hoping you'd say. Come on, let's see what you're made of. Try and make this quick.
Come on, she's not so tough.
Get her!
Don't let her get away with this.
It's been so long since I tasted my own blood. Sour. Yeah. Go on in.
well, look at you. The Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast caged up and left to go mad. So, my fellow beast, what do you want? Answers about the Forsworn? Revenge for trying to have you killed? Your freedom? Yes, but even if you were to escape Cidhna Mine, your name would still be stained with all that blood. You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of the Nords stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help you. There's a man named Breg inside these mines. Besides me, he's been here the longest. Tell him I sent you. Ask him why he's here. I want you to know how widespread the injustice of Markarth is. I had Markarth. My men and I drove the Nords out. We had won. So we thought. Retribution was swift. I was captured, quickly tried, and sentenced to death. But my execution never came. Dhonar's Silverblood stopped it. He wanted the Forsworn at his call, that I would point their rage at his enemies and spare his allies. And I have. Humiliating at first, but I knew he would let his guard down eventually, that he would come to trust I was under control. Remember, it was the Nords who locked you up.
I left behind my dog, Uale, when I was...
I was sent here because someone said I was a Forsworn.
Don't reach for a shiver. What do you want? I've digging to do. My story, huh? Everyone in Cidhna Mine has a tale. Let's hear yours first. When was the first time you felt chains around your wrists? Then you know the hard looks as judgment gets set upon you. The sneers of people who never had to face sentence. Do you have any family? Anyone waiting for you on the outside? I had a daughter once. She'd be 23 this year. Married to some hot-headed silver worker, or maybe on her own, learning the herb trade. The Nords didn't care who was and who wasn't involved in the Forsworn uprising. I had spoken to Madanak once. That was enough. But my little Aethra didn't want to see her papa leave her. She pleaded to the Jarl to take her instead. And after they made me watch as her head rolled off the block, they threw me in here anyway to dig up their silver. My daughter is the one who needs your pity. I'm just a poor Forsworn whose only regret is not killing more Nords before I was locked up. All right, then.
You look a bit peaked. You sure you shouldn't be home in bed?
Maybe.
You're back. Have you done what I... Yeah, imagine hearing a story like that over and over. Each time a different family. Each time a different injustice. Your meddling above ground reminded me of how removed I've been from the struggle. My men and I should be in the hills, fighting. Yes, but I need a show of loyalty from you. I don't need a shiv in the back while we break out. Have you met Grisvar the Unlucky? He's rightly named, and he's also a thief and a snitch. He's outlived his minor usefulness. Take care of him, and then we can leave Cidhna Mine for good. Our struggle is our people's struggle.
You serve your time by digging, so dig.
Jarl decided I was too much of a problem. Threw me in here with the first time, thieving. The second time, thieving. The third time, thieving. It kind of keeps going like that. What? No! No, don't kill me! Please! Is someone...
What are you doing that for?
I left behind my Uale when I was taken.
You've finally become one of us. Come with me. I think it's time I announced my plans to you and your new brothers.
What's going on, Madanach? You wouldn't have old Grisvar killed unless you weren't planning on needing him.
My brothers, we have been here long enough. It's time to leave Cidhna Mine and continue our fight against the Nords. Through this gate, just beside my quarters, is a tunnel. A tunnel that leads right through the old dwarven ruins of Markarth, into the city. Well, what do you say, my brothers?
The Reach belongs to the Forsworn!
I say you've earned an early pardon. Let's go. Into the tunnel. Let's go.
We're escaping from prison, boys.
Someone there? I knew it!
Good enough.
Like this.
Is someone there?
What was that?
Over here.
All you got? That's your best, huh? You.
can't hide from me. I'll kill you when you stand. God damn it! I will drink your blood and feast on your flesh. I brought what you asked for.
Good work. Get ready while I have a word with our favorite outsider. I had Kai recover all the things the Nords stole from you. You better get ready before we break out into the city. And take this. It's blessed with the old magics. Something to remember me by. Now, I announce to all of Markarth that I have returned. Don't worry about your name. They'll know who to blame and fear after today. It'll take years, but I'll organize the Forsworn again. We'll reclaim our land, and then when power is ours, we'll have peace. A kingdom. Until then, let me offer you a warning. Beware the Forsworn. No place in the Reach is safe from us now. I had Kai recover all the things the Nords stole from you. You better get ready before we break out into the city.
Madanach, think you can escape my prison, do you? You'll pay for what you've done to my family.
Your family? You've poisoned the Reach with your tainted silver for long enough, Thonar! Never should have come here!
I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this. It's been a pleasure.
Oh! Ah! Oh, so much for that.